Hello, sports fans. Welcome to RV'ing with Luck. I'm Ralph Luck. And today, we've got a huge, in my opinion, upgrade to the RV battery power station. We're going to go from a 230 amp hour battery from Lithium up to one they provided me to review, up to a 320 Lithium LifePo 4 lithium battery. And 90 amp hours is pretty huge. I mean, when I started out, I started with one lead acid battery that was 100 amp hours. So stick around, watch all the way to the end. I'm going to be going through the entire install process and showing you exactly what I'm doing, including putting in a couple of bus bars. Here we go again. What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Okay, name that movie. This is from Lithium. Life and Discovery. 64 pounds. Let's open it and take a look. Everything from Lithium has been super professionally packaged. I mean, they put so much foam in these things. So we've got a quick start guide, a user manual, and a couple of little bolts for what could it be for? If you think I was joking about the packaging, you are mistaken. Look at that. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. It looks like a Lithium lithium battery. 12.8 volts. Let's take a closer look. Here we go. 320 amp hour Smart Mini Edition. You can see 12.8 volts, 320 amp hours, rated energy 4,096 watt hours, charging voltage from 12.4 volts plus or minus 0.2 volts, continuous charge discharge current 200 amp hours, max continuous output 2,560 watts. You want to run something over 2,000 watts? Are you kidding me? It also does have Bluetooth 5.0, and you can see there's an app available on Google Play or App Store, and the code there to get that going. Got the website and their service on there. And let's take this bad boy out. So I'll post the actual dimensions of this. I did take a measurement prior. The actual area in my step battery, the width is 26 inches. Well, you can see from box to box, which is beyond this, is only 20 inches. So the battery's actually less than that. Now we just got to be looking at the depth. And I did do a check before I ordered this. And I do have to add in here, I forgot to say at the start, Lithium provided me this for no charge. I'm so grateful. I've loved their products for years, and they want me to give my true, honest evaluation of this. I can tell you I stand behind Lithium products 100%. Their customer service, their pricing's great. For having one of the top lithium batteries out there of all different sizes. But when they offered to send me the 320 amp hour one to replace my 230 amp hour, I'm like, oh my gosh, another 90 amp hours on top of 230? That's going to be a game changer. So I can tell you the approximate depth of my step area is about 10.5 inches. I forgot what the depth of this battery is, but the box is 17 inches. And you can see multiple inches above and below with the padding. So I'm sure we're going to be fine, but I'll give you the exact number in a moment. I'll post it right above. Okay, so here are the exact dimensions. The one that I was concerned about was the depth. I know I checked it, but I wasn't sure how close I was. So again, the current step depth is about 10.5 inches, and this one goes down 9.76 inches. The approximate width on the upper left is 7.64 inches. And as you can see, the left to right width is, I think I'm saying width for everything, 15.12 inches. Okay, step 2, put in the battery. So as you see, all the cables are undone. I did have to take off the gasket that goes around here because that battery barely fits in. So now I'm going to look at probably mounting a bus bar on the right there in the inside for all the negative, and then over here on the left for the positive. So I'll get out my drill and start putting in the bus blocks. So the smart thing to do would have been take the battery out to mount the bus bars, but a little too lazy. Anyway, I've got that one in. I did measure and make sure that the battery could slide over to the right. Okay, got the positive one in. See, I scooted the battery over. I did not hook up the negative yet. I want to keep those separate just so as I'm touching all the positive, nothing is grounded. So I'm going to mount up the couple of the wires. It's funny, this one here actually came with the Lithium 3000 inverter, but I already had these installed, so I didn't need these, which is perfect because now I didn't have to go and buy a cable. I've got this. It's kind of funky. I don't know why they separate it like that. You can leave me a comment. I'm sure there's a reason why, instead of just making a big fat one, but who knows? Again, I never do things the smart way, but I get it done the way it works. So I'm going to screw all these in, put the cap on, put that one right there back onto the fuse, and slide the battery over, connect all the negatives. Then once the battery's in place and I secure down with that strap right there, I'll put the positive on first, and then the big fat negative one that's right there. One safety precaution, hopefully you're watching all this all the way through before you attempt anything like this, is the cable going to the fuse right there is hot. So I have to disconnect it from the RV's front engine battery, and it has a fuse like this, so I just stripped that fuse so this line coming in is no longer hot. Something to be cautious with anytime you're dealing with any batteries and cables. Give you a quick update. Everything's connected to the bus bar on the positive. I'm just waiting to connect the positive in a minute to the battery. I've got all the negative cables on. I'm going to tighten them down and put the cap on. And here's one thing that concerns me is the red right there. I'm trying to think, I'm like, why is that red? But as I matched up the cables, I'm all even. 1, 2, 3 plus the new one 4. 1, 2, 3 plus the new one 4. So I'm going to cover that with some black tape. And let's hope I'm not messing up and that's somehow supposed to be positive. Okay, black all connected, or negative. Centered the battery, tightened and cinched down the strap. Now it's time to put on the main positive and then the main negative. And connect back, turn the power back on, and we'll see where we're at. All right, positive and negative connected, caps on. And this is where you and I are going to find out if I've made any mistakes there. Power. Now, supposedly the battery only comes 30 to 50% charge. So I'll start up that generator and let it run for about half an hour, and we should be good to go. And I'll give you some updates in future videos about how much more of a benefit this is. You know, typically during the day, the solar's not getting my battery up to 100% on a lot of days, based on where I'm parked and in the shade part of the time. And I have been finding in the evenings I'm down to about 50% on my battery. So this having a much bigger, deeper battery, I think in the evening we shouldn't get down to less than like 80%. Well, I'll update you along the way. So just a quick snapshot of the app here that comes with it that gives you the current status. So I hope you learned something, you were entertained. Thanks for watching. Please smash that thumbs up button. It really does help the channel. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. That way you get alerts anytime I post a new video, which is a few times a week, randomly here. And also, be positive, be nice, and be active.